Have you ever walked in a room and instantly felt a difference? With some rooms feeling heavy, with some feeling calm, and with some feeling electric. But you can just get the vibe immediately once you walk in. Or a forest, temple, mountains, or even certain cities. They do not look different or out of the ordinary, but feel energetic. That feeling is about the structure of that energy and exactly what the science and art of Feng Shui explains. Feng Shui is the art and science of shaping your environment so that the energy around you supports your life, your health, your mind, and your spirit. Feng Shui is a traditional Chinese art and science about arranging and orienting a space in relationship to the flow of life force energy, qi, literally meaning wind and water. And so just like qi moves through the body via meridians, qi also moves through spaces, your home, your room, your workspace, your cities, and the land itself. Feng Shui is not about superstition or just moving furniture around for purely physical aesthetics, but it's about flow versus stagnation, harmony versus chaos, supportive environments versus draining environments. Your environment is not neutral. It is either feeding your nervous system or slowly exhausting it. Feng Shui is not the only tradition that understands that space shapes consciousness. Such as India, there is an ancient system called Vastu Shastra, a yogic science of architecture and sacred spaces, the counterpart to the Chinese Feng Shui. As each worked through specific orientations, sacred geometry, elemental zones, carefully placed entrances and altars, cardinal directions, the movement of the sun, the 5 elements, and more. The idea is simple but profound, and so when the building is aligned with natural forces, life flows with less resistance. This is why places like temples, ashrams, and ancient homes are all built in this manner and can be immediately felt. You do not just live in the space, but your nervous system is constantly responding to it. And your external space is just the internal on display, as you are co-creating your reality. Cluttered space equals cluttered mind. Dark, stale spaces equal low energy and low mood. Chaotic layout equals scattered attention. And on the other hand, clean, open spaces equals a calm mind. Natural light regulates your circadian rhythm. Plants literally improve air and mood. And balanced layouts make your body feel safe and grounded. This can easily be verified when you go walk out in nature, and how much life it brings back to you, and how it regulates the nervous system. Epigenetics also prove this to be true. The study of how behaviors and environments cause changes in gene expression without altering the underlying DNA sequence. So if you are projecting your reality, your space, your frequented places are a reflection of your inner state and creating a feedback loop. Think of your home, your room, your space as an extension of your body. The door is how the energy enters. Hallways are like the meridians. Rooms are like organs. Windows are like the breath. And cluttered and disorganization is like blocked circulation. If energy cannot move, it is stagnant, which starts to affect your mood, your sleep, your focus, your creativity, your health. And so if the place you go to sleep, where you are supposed to go into a deep parasympathetic of rest and digest, is chaotic, this will have a direct effect on your sleep quality. Now let us make this super grounded and usable by giving some basic ways to structure your spaces for energy to flow. Plants aid in the living qi and the quality of the air, aiming for at least 3 plants per room if possible. As they clean the air, they add living and moving energy, and they soften harsh corners and dead spaces, and literally raise the life force of the room. With healthy plants equal healthy energy, and dead plants also equaling stagnant energy. Bed placement is super important. With the direction and placement of your bed is important, wanting your head to face either east or south, with east for renewal, clarity, and new cycles, and south for vitality, warmth, and life force. Also, you want to try to see the door from your bed, and you do not want to sleep with your feet directly pointing to the door, as your nervous system sleeps deeper when it feels protected and oriented. Flow and object placement is a huge role in Feng Shui. Ask yourself if energy can move easily through this room, or does it feel blocked, tight, cramped, or chaotic? Avoiding narrow choke points, furniture that blocks pathways, and overcrowded surfaces. Use open space, clear walking paths, and intentional placement instead of random placement. Every object should feel chosen, not just stored there. Going into the intuition and ask your spirit and feel the energy when you are placing objects and orienting them. Now there are energetic objects that hold memory, meaning, and energy, such as crystals, sacred items, art, symbols, and natural materials. If an object reminds you of stress, pain, or stagnation, it will be broadcasting that energy into your space. You curate your environment like you curate your mind. So, specific energetic objects can aid with energy flow and reduce unnatural frequencies and stagnant energies, such as clear quartz, shungite, and biogeometry. Clean air and natural light is a huge yet usually missed aspect of Feng Shui. So open your windows regularly, let natural sunlight in, and get fresh air moving through your space. Light equals information for your nervous system, and air is the movement of qi. With stale air, there is stagnant energy. Your home should breathe with you. So objects like an air purifier can help, but so will plants, and especially snake plants, which is known as a great air purifier. Having a small altar or intentional spaces can anchor the energy of your whole space. This can be something like a meditation or reading corner, a nature altar, a spiritual shelf, a creativity or work desk, or even just as simple as a candle and object of meaning. This tells your nervous system and the body, this is a place of presence. This is a place of intention. Creating a consecrated area within space, a portal, a vortex, a chakra in your space. One of the most important things to look at is the elements. You will want to create energy using the 5 elements. You will want the earth's energy of stability, support, structure, and nourishment, aiding this with natural stones, clay, crystals, and ceramics, heavy and stable furniture, rugs, cushions, and grounding texture, and warm and earthy colors. Using natural materials for the appropriate balance of energy. This element is necessary for the body to relax, your nervous system to feel safe, and for one to feel more present and grounded. For water, it is about the flow, the emotional health, the rest, the reflection, and the depth. So having water in the room through fountains or water bowls is great. Mirrors or glass, wavy or fluid shapes, blue or darker tones, river stones, seashells, and other water objects and imagery of oceans, rivers, and rain all aid in the balancing of this energy. Objects with memories also play into this element. So making sure to have positive emotional energy and not negative ones in your space. If water is stagnant or blocked, it may feel emotionally stuck or drained. If water flows well, the space feels calming, your mind softens, and your emotional body relaxes. Fire is the element of energy, passion, and vitality. It is about life force, motivation, warmth, visibility, and transformation. Bringing the fire in with sunlight, candles, warm light, red, oranges, and gold, triangular shapes, and art that inspires or energizes you is a great way to balance the fire in the room. Too much fire, the space can feel agitated, restless, or overstimulating. Too little fire, the space feels dull, cold, and unmotivating. When the fire is balanced, one may feel awake, inspired, and alive. really learning to see how lighting in the room plays an effect, especially natural lighting and lighting appropriate to circadian rhythm. Furthermore, little fires like candles or even the burning of incense is a great way to add this energy to the space. Air or wood, depending on the system, is the element about movement, growth, the breath, expansion, creativity, and flexibility. Bringing these elements in with plants and natural objects such as wood and wood furniture, open windows and airflow, light curtains, vertical lines and tall forms, green and fresh tones, and overall air quality. If this is blocked, the space feels stale. One may feel mentally foggy or stuck. If it is alive, the space feels fresh, ideas flow, and your body feels lighter. The placement of objects also help, as you do not want objects to stop the movement of air in the area, nor the movement of the body. The last element is that of metal or space, depending on the system, which is about clarity, order, precision, simplicity, awareness, and stillness. To bring this element into the space with clean and uncluttered surface, white, silver, and light gray tones, minimalist design or intentional designs, sacred objects, bells, singing bowls, or subtle sounds, crystals and metals, and empty space itself, as this is the element of silence and order. Too much space can feel cold or sterile. Too little space feels mentally noisy or chaotic. But when balanced, your mind feels clear, your awareness feels spacious, and your space feels intentional. Now, we do live in the modern world, which comes with many great advantages, but also, at the same time, many things that disrupt our energies. So I want to give some simple tips and tricks to aid in your energy of your space and yourself. Tech hygiene is very important. Wi-Fi and electrical devices, when on, always radiate some sort of frequency that is not natural to the body and the space. While it's very hard to get completely away from these energies, especially in modern cities, turning off Wi-Fi router is a great way to help the energy of the room get decluttered and remove the stagnant energy that it creates. So especially when you go to sleep and want to rest. Furthermore, making sure to not have too much plugged-in devices near your sleeping area, especially when going to sleep. Do not have your phone next to your head or body while you're trying to recover through sleep. There are some useful tools to help this too, such as shungite, biogeometry, and other EMF blockers, as well as just the curation of Feng Shui in spaces. Light is super important when dealing with the modern Feng Shui. Most light is this artificial harsh blue light. Should only really be on during the middle of the day. So getting lights that match the colors of the sun is important, as your space is living as well. We're talking about cultivating the life force in a space, and so it too needs to follow the rhythm. So non-flickering, incandescent, salt lamps, or red lights or red light therapy machines is amazing for the flow of your space. Now when we get full creative design over our space, we can go even further and create consecrated places. This is just a place that has been made or declared sacred. But using the art and science of Feng Shui, we can really align it with nature. This was done throughout time and space on this earth and can easily be seen in temples. Using sacred geometry, natural materials, and alignment with natural events to create deep energetic resonance for specific energies, mostly for healing. This is why those ancient cathedrals, temples, and towns have this calm and healing energy towards them. And also why modern cities have this chaotic and unstructured energy to them. But this is not just through human-made designs, but there are also places around the world which have specific energies to them, such as in deep nature, old-growth forest, on top of mountains, in caves, or near waterfalls. But even more specifically, there are energetic vortexes and portals, places that have a certain geometry to them that create energetic centers. For example, Sedona in America with its magnetic vortex, the Himalayas and Andes for their sheer wisdom, the Bermuda Triangle, the Giza Plateau, Mount Shasta, Mount Fuji, or even Earth's throat chakra at Matutapila in Wyoming. Feng Shui is not about being perfect, but it's about having a relationship to your space around you. Treating it and cultivating this living energy that moves, circulates, and organizes in your frequent spaces. The environment is always talking to you. You are always in relationship to Qi, to the Tao. The easiest way to communicate is through your nervous system. Is it in fight or flight, or is it in rest and digest? When your space is in harmony, the mind gets quieter, your body relaxes, your creativity flows, your meditation deepens, your life feels lighter. You do not just live in your house is quietly shaping who you become. When your environment is in harmony, your energy naturally flows. And that is Feng Shui, the art of energetic environments. I want to end off with one of my favorite quotes from Zhang Zifang. Fish live in water, yet are unaware of the water. Humans dwell within Qi, yet know not they are in Qi. That's it for today's video. Like and subscribe. Leave any comments, questions, or topics that you want me to talk about. And if you want to go deeper in these topics, check out the links in the description. Thanks for watching. Peace.